Greetings, true believers! Tonight, we're here to comb through a box of old files we liberated from a fallen S.H.I.E.L.D. base. It's an event we're tackling in 8 installments, and at this juncture, we're just over the halfway point. So join us as we dust off these old SSR files on the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, before there was even a S.H.I.E.L.D., and begin assessing Agent Carter. Now, let's start with an audio tape.
And now it's time for the Agent Carter Adventure Program, brought to you by Roxxon Motor Oil. Tonight's thrilling tale has Agent Carter and company going to Russia to foil Leviathan S.H.I.E.L.D. But danger and intrigue awaits in the form of a girls' training camp. Meanwhile, Agent Sousa puts the pieces together on who the mysterious blonde at Spider Raymond's club is, which may spell...
I'm sorry.
which may spell trouble for our heroine, as the action breaks out and the adventure heats up. Even with the Howling Commandos on their side, the life and death stakes have never been higher. Will our heroes make it out of Russia in one piece before it's too late? Stay tuned and find out.
Yes, it is episode 5 of Agent Carter. Tonight we are talking about the iron ceiling. We are over the halfway point. We are getting on track to the finale. 3 episodes to go. And this episode introduced us to the Howling Commandos. Well, not introduced us in the series context. How you doing tonight, BlueDragonFive?
I'm well.
Yeah, after that pre-show drama that we won't discuss and shall never be discussed again. Well, you gotta give me some credit. At least I didn't botch the intro at all.
Right.
Okay, so tonight we're talking about the iron ceiling. Now, I gotta admit, BlueDragonFive, this one... Oh boy, this one is kind of like, I see the potential. It's definitely got some really good stuff in it. I have one very, very specific problem with it that I'll point out when we get to it, and it is a pretty major problem for me. And it's very particular. So I guess I'll just kind of set the stage with that whole notion. Alright?
Right.
Okay, so, yeah, so this episode, like we said, it introduced the Howling Commandos. I guess, just right off the bat, I kind of feel like this is kind of like a good sort of thesis for why there should be a Howling Commando show. Because we didn't get much of anyone except for Dum Dum Dugan. And I kind of feel like that needs to be corrected, and that needs to be corrected in the form of a TV show for that group. But anyways, let's dive right in, shall we?
Sure, well, overall, my thoughts.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm with you, Tiki. Initially, I was a little mixed on this one too. I have rewatched. I think this one holds up a lot better on the rewatch. I think I
haven't gotten a chance to rewatch it, so.
I think a lot of elements are definitely here, and I like how it continues the trend we've gotten with our episodes so far. Each one feels distinctly different in kind of the flavor of it. So, it's a different adventure each time, and I appreciate that. And this one definitely was they were going for more of an action bit, but had a lot of great moments around the action. Basically, I think it was more about the moments aside from the action than the action itself, which maybe
my main problem was the action, and I'll get very particular into it when we get to the action, but I'll say that is where my main problem with this episode lied.
However, I do think the structure for this in places is really, really good.
Well, we've definitely got a lot of good character development, especially for one person in particular, which we'll get to throughout the episode.
Certainly.
So with that in mind, you want to jump right into it?
Sure. Let's start with one of my favorite parts. I love our opening here, and in terms
it's a really good cold open. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Okay, so we start in 1937 Russia, and we find that we're at the Leviathan camp, and it's not just any camp. It's following up on the big speculated thing that had been confirmed by the producers that we're seeing the Black Widow Ops training camp in Leviathan.
Oh yeah,
little girls, cuffed to their beds, and like a really demented, brainwashing summer camp, if you will.
I've been listening to a lot of creepy pastas recently. Don't ask me why. My mind just goes to dark places sometimes. And so this definitely reminded me of some sort of old creepy pasta that I would read. Like a children's prison camp of some kind. Really disturbing stuff to start off with.
Yeah, so we see Dottie among these girls. Initially, we don't know it's Dottie. We pretty much assume it's Dottie because it's
yeah.
basically everyone, a lot of the fans have known that, after what we saw her do last time, and that she's associated with the Black Widow's training program, which trains them from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so they awaken. We see a bit of humanity in Dottie, and this is really interesting, I find. We see Dottie wake up, and she splits some bread she's been hiding from her food rations to another girl next to her.
Yeah.
Little bread bit there does come back in a really creepy way. Meanwhile, this is a really interesting idea. This is a little catch I had for you. I was hoping you'd pick up on.
Okay.
The girls are, as the girls are being brainwashed. I love this idea. The girls are being brainwashed into how they can camouflage themselves as Americans, as American females. So they watch Snow White.
And that's perfect because Snow White is literally like the 1930s equivalent. Like, everyone makes fun of how far Disney princesses have come since Snow White. Like, Snow White is kind of like, these days she kind of like gets made fun of a little bit for being like too shallow of a character. So
I love
I love the use of this, but I gotta say, I worry if Marvel is going to, like, if they're going to keep referencing Disney, I worry if at some point it's going to get a little oversaturated.
Well, no, here's the fun thing about it, Tiki. It was a really well-placed reference because it came out in 1937.
That's true.
I'm just saying, basically, they needed some film to show the girls, and like it'd probably be an anime. There's a good chance it'd be an anime that would capture the stereotype well, and why not?
Which it totally does.
Exactly. I love the creepy connotation to it. If using Snow White of all things,
and Snow White, she's like literally like she's talking about like, oh, I'm going to clean and cook for you.
Yeah, and it's like the ultimate. It was kind of the ultimate kids film in that year, showing it to.
Well,
kids.
It's literally the very first feature-length animated film. So,
of course, I just love the idea. I just love the demented idea. Russia sees this film as an opportunity to brainwash their soldiers, so to speak. I just love that idea. I think it's really, really cool. It's such a creepy thing.
To Marvel's credit, whenever they do bring in Disney, they bring it in a very creepy, fucked up kind of way.
Yeah.
So really, I give them credit for that.
Yeah. Anyway, so then right after that, they have a really cool idea that we'll come back later. There's maybe some additional meaning to Snow White.
Oh yeah.
We see right after that kind of more training from these girls in which they fight each other and really scarily they fight to the death. So I believe, if I'm right, it's the same girl Dottie shared the bread with. She's fighting with, if I'm right.
I'd have to go back and watch, but thematically that would make sense.
I believe it's the same exact girl anyway, so they're fighting, the little girl Dottie, and basically just like get the command from kind of her Black Widow overseer. Again, we could just be speculating Black Widow because they didn't name it, but pretty much it is the Black Widow option.
At this point, I'd be pretty surprised if it was something other than Black Widow.
So, I mean, the only reason I hesitate on that is because, like, there's a chance the producers said it was a precursor to Black Widow. They might have just meant it was before the Black Widow from the movies, which obviously fits in with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just assuming it's the Black Widow training program because it fits everything.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, so then Prince getting like her overseer like gives her down, do it, finish him, like kind of the Karate Kid moment.
Finish him.
And pretty much, and just off screen, it's such a creepy cut. Basically, it snaps the neck and then cuts to her waking up.
It's a pretty graphic sound effect too.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, just the death of children in the opening. After we just saw Snow White of all things too.
Oh, taking a cue from Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, are we?
Anyway, I suppose it's just such a creepy cut that then she awakens and.
Oh yeah.
She awakens like maybe all that was in her mind. It's like kind of like what happened to the Winter Soldier. He's brainwashed, and presumably these thoughts are ruminating upon there.
Very true. True.
The Black. I'm not sure how far they're going to go with it, but in the comics, I'm just saying in the comics, the Winter Soldier is tied again. The Winter Soldier is tied into the Russians because they found him, and hence the red stars and stuff. And that's why Black Widow knows about him in the movie.
Right.
Essentially, the Black Widow is trained with the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
In the comics, and maybe there's some room for that in there if they wanted to go that far, which would be awesome.
There's room for it story-wise. I'm not necessarily sure there's room for it, like in terms of the amount of running time we have left in the series.
I know. I'm just saying for the future, if they.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A little throwaway bit. I'm saying there might be a throwaway bit to them if they do explore it more.
Well, do we have any sort of confirmation that we're going to get Sebastian Stan at some point in the series?
No, we have no confirmation on that.
No confirmation? Okay.
I'm saying, I'm assuming a name drop or something. Oh, the winter, or maybe like I guess
right. Like him actually showing up would be a bit of a stretch.
Because I mean, he could be wearing the idea is they could have him wearing the mask maybe, and just you wouldn't see the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Okay.
So basically, we see her getting into her old habits as we then cut to Peg and Dottie in the diner, and she's splitting some bread with her, saying, "Oh, I could never finish it." Again, give such darkness to that line earlier.
Right. I didn't even miss that at first. I didn't even catch that at first. The bread splitting. So
yes, I love it. She said, "I can never finish it." So again, if she has been, definitely, we can assume she's been brainwashed, or at least trained so severely that. You basically that's her reasoning for it initially, and basically she's still tapping into like the innocence she still had, but she's been so corrupted over the years. Though it's like still it's seeping its way out.
Stomach just cannot finish the food. Yeah.
Just love the idea that she's the Snow White girl. That was in my back of my mind throughout this whole episode. Oh yeah, she was trained to be Snow White essentially.
I'll cook and I'll clean for you 7 men. Well, and I'll just do it all subserviently.
I think it'd be awesome to see in the next episode is if she basically is getting into a shootout or something while she's like whistling while she works. Just whistle, or like you hear the music in her head, like whistle while you work and while she's killing people.
Or it's like kind of a creepy version of it, kind of like the I've got no strings.
Yeah, like exactly. Whistle they can do that
while you work.
Oh, okay. Let me paint this for you real quick, so we don't take it real quick. If we saw a flashback to the girls like destroying a small town or something while they were just doing like a whistle while you work.
Oh, that is dark.
Okay. Moving on. So what's happening in this little?
You've got a friend in me. I'm sorry. Okay, so Piggy and Dottie, they're talking about Angie, right?
Yeah.
Again, wait, what's like? My notes are very vague. So what are they?
Well, it's nothing major. So like she asked, like Angie used like a word that meant I guess I forgot exactly what word it was. It means I'm tired.
Right.
Basically means like work's getting. Yeah, work was rough or something. Like I'm in no mood to talk essentially. Anyway, so Peg and Dottie are talking.
Which is like kind of ironic because Angie scolds Peggy for the exact same thing a few episodes ago.
Yeah. So. So they're at the automat and they're talking to each other, and Peggy's thinking about Jarvis because she's holding her card in hand. She's thinking about, oh man, Jarvis, these guys are gonna hurt me. I like Jarvis, but I'm not sure what to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, I think the assumption is Jarvis may have contacted her for what's about to happen. It's not set in stone though.
Right, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
I'm just thinking about that right now. Anyway, so Dorothy's talking about she wants to tour she wants to go around the city, explore the sites, and she says, "I don't know where to go." Again, she's so innocent, so
and she's so clumsy too.
I love the actress playing Dorothy. She's turned up so many notches in my book now that we know there's so much dimension behind her.
Right.
And she was okay before, but then we got a whole bunch of dimension.
Well, I don't think she had much of a character before.
She was okay. She was okay. She's just in good comparison to Peg, but now she's. Dorothy, she's talking about going to explore the city, like asking like any particular sites, and then Peggy suggests, and this is real sweet to me. It's a real sweet underlining. Sorry, not underlining. It's a real sweet reference. She suggests that you should get to know the real people. So many phony people around. You want to get to know the real people, you go to Brooklyn, and that's where Steve Rogers is from.
Oh yeah, right.
That was really sweet to me. I heard that first. Oh, she's referencing Steve, because that's where she met. Anyway, so then basically says, well, what about the Statue of Liberty? Oh, Lady Liberty will be around, because it's basically a beacon of hope, whatnot. And it's just, oh, you just sound like Captain America there. Maybe that's a good thing. Yeah. That was also a really sweet bit. Okay, anyway, so then, this bit I love. I caught this the first time because I just knew it. Oh, after we see that awesome opening, how could I not think this? Peg's purse gets knocked over by Dottie.
Oh yeah, and I love how clumsy she's acting about it. She's really selling it.
And I caught this like she's picking some stuff up and like helping her with something. I knew, okay, well obviously she's getting something out of her bag or searching her bag or something.
She's pulling a heel.
Yeah. Anyway, so then she
not quite, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Anyway, she says, okay, well, can you show me where it doesn't? Actually, I'm gonna figure it out myself. Take care. And as she leaves, then we find out, oh boy, she swiped Peg's broom key. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so next scene we have Peggy. She's at a newspaper stand, and Jarvis comes up to her, and he's just kind of begging her for a moment of his time.
Mm-hmm.
Moment of her time. And I love the little bit where Jarvis is like, I wanted to tell you so many times, and Peggy's just like, oh, what? You mean tell me, hey Peggy, you're trying to steal Steve's blood. There, I said it. It was simple.
So yeah, Jarvis was really genuine in his apology. Again, the purpose of this is the recap for the people who may have not seen the previous episode of what's going on, but importantly, there is some actual dimension at the end of this. So then basically says, you know, he and I, we care for you, and then she says, no, Howard Stark only cares for himself. And Jarvis says, you know, I know he's a pain, and it basically lists off a bunch of complaints about the guy, and says, but he's a good man, Miss Carter. Anyway, so then, I love how Howard's in this episode without actually being in this episode.
Yeah, they kind of do that, like, a lot in this show, you know. He kind of has a presence throughout, even when he's not there.
Right, and then Jarvis points out there, what's the SSR's use of you, essentially? Like, you know, what use are you to the SSR if they're not seeing you as an equal? Essentially the argument brought up previously.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And this is important. Now, Peg really defiantly, and again, I love how they build this throughout the episode, that this is the big strength of the episode. One of the reasons I think I find a lot of it going back is that it's set up early. You know, she's kind of quoting Captain America, so to speak, and she sounds like Captain America, and she's, after what happened last episode of her being so angry at Howard for, you know, lying and basically betraying, she realizes, you know, I'm not living up to the example Steve set, and I betrayed my principles because I betrayed his principles. That's not right. I'm going to change that. And we see that progress throughout this episode. So she says to Jarvis really directly, I will make them change their minds. And I just love that motivation for her. She says, you know what? You're right. They don't respect me. I'm going to change that right now by living up to Captain America's example, like I should have done this whole time instead of doing this cloak and dagger stuff with you.
Yeah, and that's a very strong point. It is a really good theme throughout the episode.
So you're really optimistic.
Probably the episode's strongest point.
Really defiant for her. Like, she says, I will make this work the right way instead of, you know, going around basically taking so many chances that are probably not going to pay off.
No, in fact, they are going to come back and bite her right in the behind probably next episode.
Certainly. So what's going on with the SSR, Tiki?
Actually, we got SSR. They're just going nuts because of the typewriter thing at the end of the last episode. Sousa's kind of explaining. I love how Peggy's taking to calling Sousa Daniel.
Yeah.
And she's you know, they're explaining like, oh, you know, we got this the typewriters breaking some kind of code, and so then we have Peggy's in we got this really funny thing with there's this code breaker in there with Thompson. And what's going on with that? Okay, so it's Thompson, Dooley, and the Cypher's in the room. Cypher, the typewriter. He's trying to decipher the messages. It's encoded. So, so basically, they're yelling at him. And he says, "Okay, listen, I'm going to need to take this to Virginia to decode." He says, "No, it's saying right here." He says, "Well, look, I can't. I'm not like you guys. I can't beat it. I can't beat it or shoot it with a gun to get answers." And Thompson's lines are pretty funny. He just shows you again. Thompson's got a lot of character development this episode. Yeah, he starts. This is like Thompson's. Like episode 3 was Krasinski's episode, and this was definitely Thompson's episode. Yeah. Krasinski. I'm sorry. Yeah, like the previous episode was kind of Sousa's episode. Exactly. Yeah, pretty cool. And anyways, also I assume next episode's gonna be Sousa's episode also. But and anyway, the point is then Thompson says to the Cypher, "Well, we use it on pencil pushers all the time." Anyway, so Peg comes in. She knows how the Leviathan thing works. So she knows how to break the code. She does it, and they're all amazed by it. Really reminds me. I know you haven't seen this movie yet, but it really reminds me of the Imitation Game that came out this year, which is about another code breaker who conveniently is breaking some sort of Nazi code. And he's Marvel affiliated. Very true. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh no. Maybe are you saying that the Imitation Game is the Stephen Strange prequel?
No.
Oh god. Okay. Anyways.
Okay, so basically, Peg suggests also, like, did you account for it being in Russian? He says, oh, then they figure out essentially what's being transmitted. The message being sent is map coordinates, a purchase order, because Leviathan. It's a purchase order, and then Dooley gives a bit of exposition saying, hey, Leviathan's like, we thought it was a myth. It's like kind of like a ghost story. Much like the Winter Soldier's kind of reference to that, I believe.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Because I think he used the words ghost story.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Leviathan purchased, they purchased weapons to fight the Allies back in the war. That was the rumor. And basically now basically this communicates to the audience, okay, now everyone's caught up on who Leviathan is. We don't have any more reveals about that.
Right.
So now the SSR is at least on the same track now.
Yeah, but Thompson, he's still a little bit skeptical, especially because it's Peggy who's breaking the code.
Okay, and we get more of the code here. Here's the important stuff. Okay, so this I love this name, Joe. I hope this comes back so we see what this is. So the Havoc Reactor is what's being purchased here, which is a really cool name.
Not anything referenced to the comics, just a cool name.
Well, as far as I know, it's a cool name. I might be.
Fair enough. Because when you said, like, oh, I hope they bring that back, I thought, okay, anyways.
Okay, it sounds really cool. I want to see what it does. Yeah, man, I'm a gadget fiend. I want to know what it does.
Indeed.
Anyway, so let's see. Also, like, they're all arguing, like, how does she know what it is? Basically, I'm trying to concentrate. She's trying to concentrate here.
She was really good again. Really consistent with the shades of sexism throughout the series.
And here's the important part: was unfortunately, Havoc Reactor may just be a ploy, but we'll see. Basically, they say this item is being sold, and the transaction is going down in Russia at these coordinates for $100,000 payable to Howard Stark. And the SSR is all excited. Yeah, we got him. We're gonna catch him in the act. Let's go. Peg.
Oh yeah.
And Peg says, "I'm going too." Wait, what?
No, I love how after you cut from commercial, we come back and they're literally just in the middle of an argument. I don't know why. I just found that funny. I found it to be like very, very comedic timing.
I just love
bitching at each other when they come back.
I just love they're on the way to the office, and because Dooley just like in my office because he knows like these two are gonna break into a fight. I love Dooley in this episode. I really do.
Oh yeah, he definitely. They're all getting kind of really good development for sure.
Okay, so we go to the office, and pretty much they're hashing out like whether Peg can go or not. Saying, "Well, you need a code breaker with experience, which I have." And I love, and basically he's just grilling how Thompson really is ill-equipped to go to this thing because he mentions, well, do you know what this certain phrase means? This code phrase means? No, I don't. Like, it means like lovely weather. He says, no, it means wind's blowing in from the south. You might be dead. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Then Dooley points out. I love Dooley's logic here, saying, look, of course it's wrong, but again, I love Dooley's things that he's not intentionally sexist.
He's kind of like he kind of reminds me of Bullock in this moment. You know what I mean? Whereas like he's sympathetic, but he's just kind of going by the books, and he's kind of like sticking close to his guns, even though he knows that Piggy's right.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that, again, I mentioned this before, and I figure I bring it up because Dum Dum Dugan's in this episode. Again, in the comics, Dooley was a real scumbag, really a sexist scumbag, and here at least they made him more gray.
He's probably, I mean, to be fair, all three of the main, like, obviously we've never had much of a problem with Sousa, but now I think after this episode we're not really going to have much of a problem with Thompson either. I think Thompson's definitely softened his edges a little bit after this episode.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right, even, like, Dooley, I think Kresminski was probably the biggest asshole in the office, and even he got a really likable send-off.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm referencing how Dooley in the comics, he strip searched She-Hulk, and Dum Dum Dugan had to come to her rescue, that whole thing. Anyway, so the point is, I always love how Dooley's kind of, in his own mind, he's doing the right. He's trying to be, he's being fair, he's being nice, but of course, it's just through that purview of what the society was like.
Right.
Anyway, so basically it's a double-edged sword with Carter here because, if I look Carter, if he puts out a good lot, you're right, a Bullock-like argument here, saying if I send a woman out in the field and she dies, I'm going to be the guy who got a woman killed in the field. If I send you out there and someone dies, then I'm going to be a guy who compromises by sending a woman out there to screw everyone up.
Yeah, I mean, he's not saying that she's not right. He's just saying what the perimeters of his job are.
Yeah, pretty much like he's gonna get in trouble no matter what if something goes wrong with this thing. Which yeah, basically any way this goes, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And she makes the gambit here. I love this ploy. She says, "Well, if I can deliver you the 107th first, the 107th was literally the Howling Commandos squad."
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And they were like in disbelief. Well, sure, I'd send you right away if you could do that, but it's impossible.
Ace in the hole.
Yep, she goes off, and well, they really shouldn't have played that card. Again, it just shows you they know about her record, but they just don't. It's like they don't respect her enough to truly remember it.
Yeah.
And because of that, they just dug themselves into a grave. Which are, like anyway, so meanwhile, Dooley and Thompson they're talking in the office after she's left, and I just love Dooley saying, "Everyone's breathing down my neck. The president's calling to make sure things are okay, and I don't have time for your crush on Carter." I love that. He just sees this thing. He thinks it's like kind of like a Charlie Brown Lucy thing going on here.
Like a Helga Arnold thing.
Yeah, that's a better analogy. I mean. Like a Helga Arnold thing going on. Time for you to be Helga.
Oh god. Okay.
And she says, hey, I got him, and they'll meet us there.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Okay, so now we have Peggy, and she's waiting outside the men's locker room. Very awkward situation. And Thompson walks in, and no other locker room to change in. So what's she gonna do? So so they have to go in, and so it's just a very awkward sort of the boys come in, or the boys are all all covering up and everything.
Yeah, get your skirts up, men. Someone's coming in.
Yeah.
But I love this moment that the men are genuinely here. They're assessing. Wait, are you sure she should be joining us? Like, what if something happens? And Tom says, "Look, I'm not happy bad either." Essentially saying, I'm not happy bad either, but it's happening. So if you don't want to be on this mission, then I'll have you transferred. I'll have someone else on this mission. So go with it. So Thompson, he's not happy with this, but he's accepting of it. So he's saying, "Look, this is what's happening. You're either on board or you're not."
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. He's a man of duty.
Indeed. And then Sousa walks in, and he basically, kind of flatters Peggy a little bit, kind of says to a certain, like, oh, you guys are lucky to have her on the team because, she's really gonna. What's he say exactly?
Basically, you hear the map coordinates, but look, you have Carter in there, so you probably you need it.
Right, yeah. And she's really, really flattered by this.
Really sweet. Also, I want to point this out. We got a big plot element here.
Yeah.
She mentioned, I love my gadgets, so I should mention this. Basically, they're going over the wardrobe they're changing into, and it's a lightweight titanium vest, which I really love the detail of that.
Oh yeah. And holy crap, I just realized I'm literally just realizing the significance of that awkward moment where Sousa is staring at Piggy's bra.
Seriously, you didn't catch that?
No, I'm literally just realizing why that's significant. At first I thought it was just this strange, awkward moment.
Okay, so basically the boys, Thompson sets Sousa up for a kind of a childish prank of, go to locker 42 and pick up a little transceiver or whatever he has already in his hand, like in the locker behind him or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically Sousa goes over, he doesn't know Peg's there. And then he see again. It's ridiculous back in the 40s that women would still wear like a dress underneath their dresses, and they'd still be in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so then the Pegs and Bears, like they're all yucking it up, and this is important. I love this bit. I love this paid off. That Sousa, he notices again. He's a little bashful, but he's trying not to look, but still he does notice something. He notices their shoulder 2 bullet wounds.
Oh yeah.
And of course, the minute he saw it, it kind of dawned on me. Oh, wait a minute, that dress the blonde was wearing.
I am so stupid that I did not pick up on this. I feel dumb.
Because remember, I think it's going to make you feel worse. Well, remember the first shot of the series was we saw those bullet holes.
You're right.
Not first. The first shot of Peg in that montage we got in the opening was like the bullet holes that were really focused on in there.
Okay, well, I'm just an idiot. Moving on. What else?
Okay, let's see. So again, he sees the shoulder wounds. He's Daniel, sure, now we're on the plane, and we see Thompson's a little nervous jumping. He says, "Is this your first jump?" No, I've had like 8 train jumps. My 9th one. He says, "Okay, listen." Basically, she gives him some advice. He shrugs up. Thanks, Peg. Thanks, Carter. But I don't need a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a really funny line I glazed over. Like he's like saying, she's like questioning his authority or something. And he says, remember that's Sir, right? Lieutenant Junior Cadet Sir. She makes I love it. Makes fun of it. And also, there's a really mean
I have
line
that written down in my notes. It's just Thompson, Sir, and I really need to like learn to take more concise notes because I have no idea what the hell that meant before you brought it up.
He had a really mean line before after in response to that too.
Oh,
his line was you should be I guess you should be used to the actual names because you served under a captain after all.
ooh.
That was really mean.
Yeah.
I'm used to serve. You should be used to this because you served under a captain. Then she says, "No, I'm not used to serving with boys." Anyway.
Okay.
So then when I get wrong, so after the plan, after basically gives him advice, shrugs with the jump. Ooh, and we meet. Who do we meet with a code word that fails?
Enter Dum Dum Dugan and the Howling Commandos.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Finally.
I just love the comedy of Dum Dum Dugan right off the bat. We fall in love with him even off screen. He says like what's basically gives him the code sign, and then he gives him says emu. Wait, what? Emu is ostrich. Oh, I forgot. Dugan forgot the password. It's ostrich. Oh, hiya, Peg.
Right, I'm just going to say this right now, just so I'm not referencing it throughout the episode. I know you don't watch The Walking Dead, but for any Walking Dead fans out there, Dum Dum Dugan totally reminds me of Abraham Ford. It's like the same character. Like, literally, like, look up a picture of Abraham Ford from The Walking Dead, and it's like a redheaded army guy with, like, that, like, handlebar mustache. It's creepy how similar they are. Okay, moving on.
Let me walk you through the commandos here so you know who's who.
Yes, because that was a very hard thing for me to take notes on, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I'll admit the only flaw there, it's really just because Thompson only brings 2 men with him, so that's the only hitch in it, because there are 2 extra guys who really kind of, like Ramirez is one of the other one's a no-name.
Yeah, just right.
But here are the commandos. There's obviously Dum Dum Dugan, and pretty much all of them except one has a significant role.
Okay.
There's Dum Dum Dugan, obviously. Now, Junior Juper, he's important. He's the guy that named the commandos. I'm not sure if it's
right.
continuities, but definitely in this one, he named the commandos, and he comes up with funny nicknames.
Yeah.
And of course, he has a big role later on. Now, there's Pinky Pinkerton.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that gets kind of the shaft in this episode. He's just there. But honestly, I forget a lot of scenes he's there. He's basically the guy who just helps out Dugan later on when they pull like a rescue or something.
Right.
Then we have Happy Sam Sawyer. Now, in terms of the casting for this, I want to point this out in case you're curious. Now, these none of these guys except for Dugan are from the movie.
Okay, that doesn't really surprise me.
I'm just saying because in Agent, it's funny enough, a few of them appeared in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. use with crossover with Agent Carter.
Really?
It was like a quick scene pretty much, and they raided a camp, and you had a few guys from the movie show up. So basically, Dum Dum Dugan, the Asian guy, and the French guy.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Happy Sam Sawyer here is kind of a mixture between another guy named basically the name Happy Sam Sawyer, but he's mixed with the black guy from the Commandos in the movie, Gabe Jones.
Right.
Yeah, Gabe Jones was the multilingual one of the group.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm just pointing out these are I respect the fact you're giving us like 3 new commandos.
Yeah, of course that's to be expected because the Howling Commandos, it's not going to be exactly the same squad from the first movie because time has passed since then.
And of course, in the comics, there are a whole bunch of different commandos throughout the years. And like presumably after Cap went, then they'd bring some other guys on the roster out.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let's see. We get introduced to our commandos. They have mode to split up. For instance, Dum Dum Dugan and Peggy walk off because they're really warm feelings. Like, hey, how's it going? They're really close. I love that. They're old pals. And basically, I just love how he respects her so much. Like, basically, he's the only guy along the commandos that truly respects Peggy Carter. Yeah, she's awesome.
Is he? I didn't really get that. I didn't really get that the other commandos weren't respecting her.
No, I'm saying they all. I said the commandos and Dugan respect her.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said Dugan was the only one of the commandos.
No, I mean Dugan was the most vocal about it, but they all respect her.
Of course. Yeah, I was like, wait, is there some air of sexism in the commandos that I wasn't getting this episode?
Oh, of course. They saw how close she was. All right. Anyway, so we see on the side there, Peg. She presents Dugan with. They have a little cute scene. Pretty much, Peg brought her from her own stash a bottle of bourbon because he says, the Germans know how to make beer, but nothing beats American bourbon.
Damn straight.
Words bullet can live by. So,
Yeah.
so basically, you know, while they're having a little bit of exposition, you're really well written. I get the dialogue in this was really strong in places.
Yeah, I thought the dialogue in this episode was a little exposition heavy.
No, I mean, the way it was phrased for the exposition in places, I thought was good. Like this scene.
Yeah.
I'm saying like this scene, the opening scene. You know,
I don't know. I'm just a big proponent of show don't tell. So it's like whenever there's like things that are being. I mean, I get that we have to get Dum Dum up to speed on this. I get that, but it's just I don't know.
I mean, this was coated with personal touches though. So like you know, he basically they're chatting over bourbon.
Yeah.
And like, they're not meandering around like all well, yeah, how could he do this? No, it's just like okay. Pretty much she tells him like Stark's been set up. Like, why are we really here, Peg? Well, what do you think's really happening here? Well, Stark's been set up, and I mean, he may be a wanker, but you know, he's it's a trap. And he says, yeah, it's always a trap. I love Dugan's response. It's always a trap.
Oh yeah.
And okay. They're gonna find out what Leviathan really wants at the moment. That's what we're actually here for. And also, like he pulled a cigar, and she tosses it. Oh, it used to be fun. You smell bad enough already. And there's a really sweet. There's a really great moment too. Like just this side moments that used to be fun. Just Peg just kind of sits there stoically for a moment or something. And Dugan just points at, yeah, I miss him too.
Yeah, really good moment for sure.
Oh yeah, because Dugan really did. He was pals with Cap in the movie.
No, Dugan really is like he definitely is like the heart of this episode for sure. I mean, there's a lot going on, and especially with Thompson coming up later, but he really does bring a presence here. Yeah. And again, I really want the TV show out of the Commandos, and I can totally see him as the lead character.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, the actor that plays Donald Dugan is really good. I mean, I've seen him in he's done great voice work too. I mean, it's astounding. He's voiced Green Arrow in the short ones, and the best thing he's ever done in terms of voice work was he was Deadshot in the Suicide Squad animated movie, the Assault on Arkham, and he's the lead role in that movie. He knocked it out of the ballpark. This guy's a great actor.
Cool.
Anyway, so meanwhile, what's going on with Dooley and Sousa?
Well, so first of all, Dooley has Sousa's staying out at the office late. Dooley has a little crack about his wife. He's like, you know, let's see, what is he says something like, if I go back there, I'm afraid that my wife's not going to let me back out again, or something like that.
Yeah.
And so Sousa, he is investigating Peggy. He's looking into the photos and everything. He's got Peggy's file, and what is it, like this weird paper that says like her exact body type, right?
Well, here's what it is. It's first of all, I just love Sousa doing detective work here. It's such simple. I just love it that Sousa. It's such a Dexter type episode. Every episode this is a Dexter type episode.
Well, this is definitely like the big like, hello, Dexter Morgan.
Oh, don't mention that. I'm getting nostalgic. Anyway,
it's like next episode. He's just like, hello, Peggy Carter.
Okay. Anyway, so Sousa was doing. He's looking through a war record, and basically she was shot, and like anytime someone gets shot, it's marked on a medical chart, like where they got shot to the report. So I love that logic. He's looking through. He's just confirming his fears, like he's hoping to God it's not true, but he's looking two bullet wounds in the same place. Like I saw on her shoulder, so okay, she definitely does have 2 bullet wounds. And then he's looking at the picture of the blonde that's been zoomed in a little, and he sees, oh no. 2 bullet holes, and he's putting the pieces together. He discovers that the blonde is Peg. I just love the reveal, like the look on his face of like utter terror, like, oh no.
Yeah, nothing needs to be said in terms of dialogue, which I like.
Sousa said that playing Sousa just knocks it. He does a really good job just looking at just the horrified look in this episode.
For sure.
Okay, what's going on at the campfire?
Oh, at the campfire, they are telling a variety of different spooky stories. There's a debate going on about, what's the difference between a Yeti and a snowman? Well, one of them's real.
Yeti and abominable snowman.
Yeah.
There was a little...
Want to build an abominable snowman.
Hey, can we get some snow cones over here?
Oh, God.
Anyway, so there's also a really there's a neat reference, potentially, to the Submariner in this episode.
Which is?
There's the references they mention as they're kind of talking about kind of mythical things after the abominable snowman critic is like, mermaids in Japan.
Okay.
Which, again, the Marvel rights right now, for some reason, apparently they're still dicey with the Submariner, even though Marvel technically owns them.
Really?
Marvel technically owns
Okay.
them. I don't know. Somehow Universal somehow got its hands on them.
Oh,
I don't
weird.
know.
Well,
I think
Universal, it's funny because Universal, they have the
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
they have the Marvel Superhero Island at Islands of Adventure.
That's the only potential tie I can think of why Universal would have it. So I mean,
but
they
with
some
that,
artists.
even with that, they have mostly like I don't even think with that they have anything related to Marvel Studios because they have a Spider-Man attraction and then they have a Doctor Doom attraction and an attraction loosely themed around Storm. So really, it's mostly Fox and Spider-Man. So I don't know. It's interesting. Anyways.
I mean, they have Hulk, so.
Very true. Very true.
And Captain America does go around there.
Does he really?
Oh yeah, he goes around. Yeah, I don't know if they've taken him out in the years I haven't been there, but
I'd be surprised if he was still there because of the movies. But
I remember him being there last time. That was after the Avengers came out, so I'm assuming.
Okay. Oh really? Huh. Interesting.
Okay, let me see. Oh yes, the telling stories around the camp are maybe a little bit of a Submariner reference, which could be cool, but it's a loose enough point. Then Thompson goes into it as like, speaking of water, speaking of Japan, they mention like, Thompson has like a naval cross. He has a naval cross award or some kind.
Now, this is just a tiny little nitpick about the episode. It's not anything major, but it's kind of a nitpick of like, remember back in the first episode when I was having a really hard time trying to tell everyone apart? Well, I was kind of having the same trouble here with telling Thompson apart from some of the other commandos.
You know what's funny? At first, the first watch, I did have kind of the same problem.
Really?
Because at first, I didn't know she was talking to Thompson on the plane.
Yeah. That's the problem. I was like, okay, we just got all these commandos introduced, and I'm not really familiar with their faces, and it's in dark lighting, and Thompson's not in his usual clothing.
Yeah.
So.
I'll admit, first watch, yeah, but
okay, well, gosh, it's me.
However, when they talk about the story, then I pick up on it's Thompson for the rest of the episode, so I got him from this point forward.
Right.
Okay, so basically Thompson's talking about this story of like 1945, literally during the war, when Cap was fighting along with everybody else. He wasn't there with Cap, but he was saying during the war.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, 6 men. He mentions 6 men went into I believe 6 Japanese men. Went to the camp, and it looked like they were about to. He mentions, I forget if he changes the story. I believe he changes the story. I believe he says like in another second, my commanding officer was about to be dead, so I killed the invading Japanese men.
Mm-hmm. Well, he mentioned that they were about to.
That's later on. That's later on.
Right.
Yeah. The point is, like he mentions, like 6 men broke into the camp late at night, and he woke up and he shot them before he killed all 6 of them before they could, maybe because they were staying right over the captain's head or the leader's head.
Mm-hmm.
The way I'm saying, first time I watched it made it sound like they killed him, but apparently, just given our second story, it sounds like they didn't.
Yeah, because I have written down in my note like the soldiers start slitting the throats.
Yeah, because I looked like the point is
not very well worded.
Because the way he says, like in another second, he said, of course, it's intentionally done, so he has some. It's done that intentionally, so he doesn't have to lie exactly for later on.
Mm-hmm.
The way he says, like in another second, they were about to slit his throat, essentially. But it sounds a lot like they did slit his throat, though. So
I'm very glad that it's not just me who has the confusion.
Yeah, you're right there. So it sounds like they could have worded. You're right. They could have worded a little better. However, we need the ambiguity there for later on. So
sure, yeah.
So the point is, so then it's a sad story. They're all kind of moved by basically. Then they give like a stoic toast of understand. We see it holds on Peggy's face. I love that Peggy's starting to realize, there's more Thompson than meets the eye here.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe
I've been a little hard. I haven't been hard on Thompson. Maybe I've misjudged him a little. Maybe he's hiding something, hiding a pain like that. So maybe he's not just a huge jerk after all.
And it's kind of interesting because all of the main male characters, if I'm mistaken, well, does Dooley have war experience? No.
Dooley I'm trying to. Dooley has like some experience, but it's not. I don't think it's war specifically. We all assume. Remember, the SSR did work with Cap.
What about Kresminski? Was he a veteran?
I don't know. The thing to remember, is technically the SSR is indefinitely involved in the war, so technically they're all involved in the war. But
no. But I'm saying like, did they have war experience before they came onto the SSR, like Sousa does?
I'm not sure. They haven't said. Just the way
if
Dooley
they,
talks.
If they did, then I think that's just kind of an interesting way to have, like, yeah, these guys are kind of assholes, but there's a reason for that. So it's kind of a nice way to turn the head on the sexism of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm speaking to Dooley. So now Dooley's talking to his buddy at the bar, asking about the Battle of Finhal, asking for some information. Oh, yeah. And the guy points out, I love this speech this guy delivers, talking about like 247 Russians died. This guy's a reporter, by the way. So he's saying 247 Russians died. They're ripped to shreds, and no one wants to claim they did it.
Mm.
Basically, there's no identity on who. No one wants to claim that they killed all those people. So basically, he says, I tried writing an article implicating. My article got shut down. I was trying to implicate Stark in the army, but that didn't pan out. Very much. He's saying it's conspiracy, essentially. So then he goes into a story about what Howard Stark was doing there. Because remember last episode we got some information on like why he was in Russia the day that massacre happened.
Yeah.
It was Russia. Yeah, right. So anyway, I think it was Russia. The point is, all the Russians died. I'm assuming Russia. Maybe it was Finhal, was Germany. I don't know. I'm thinking because Finhal sounds like a German name.
Well, regardless.
They had a German leader too, so it makes me think Germany.
Oh God.
Remember the German leader committed the whole suicide thing last episode?
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, so the point is, so we get into the story, like what happened there. So Stark is talking to a general, and I'm speculating it's this. At first I speculate it's the same general that had the whole Jarvis thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not confirmed yet. Maybe we'll get some answers on that later on. Point is, Stark's having a disagreement with the general in front of his men, and he hits him right in the face. He punches the general, which is an insult, obviously, and then of course the guys poor speculating. Little guy like Stark hitting a huge mountain of a man like the general over a disagreement. I don't know what he was thinking. For a smart guy, not too smart. And then McGinnis. General McGinnis hits him back in retaliation, and he resigns a week after.
Oh yeah.
So something pretty much says, then Stark leaves. He leaves like a 5-figure contract, a six-figure contract over this disagreement. It's conspiracy. Someone knows something, but no one's telling. So like they have no idea what the disagreement was. Stark had that he would leave like a 6-figure deal and just punch a general that's out of his character.
Yeah.
Okay. So no answers. They're basically saying it must be some sort of conspiracy.
Indeed. Okay, so next scene, but someone knows the full story.
Someone knows the full story.
Okay, so next scene we have the Commandos. They come with the Commandos and Peggy and Thompson and company. They come upon the camp, and gosh darn it, they could have slept another hour.
Yep, doing complain. They wanted to sleep another hour.
Oh,
and Thompson makes the order, okay, listen, guys, no using your weapons unless it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this, too. It's Sawyer, again, Happy Sawyer. I love how he asked Peg, despite Thompson saying, hey, Peg, you okay with this? I just love it. He knows that Peg's the one really in charge here.
Right.
He's asking her directly. And anyway, because the Commandos listen to Peg, and
Indeed.
Anything she says goes. Forget this wet behind the ears guys over here. The guy's barely jumped out of a plane. Who cares about this guy? Essentially, Peg just agrees with Thompson. I agree. Again, a little bit of respect towards Thompson's way. He says, I agree with his plan, but maybe we should enter covertly. Like, we split up. We'll enter covertly, get some reconnaissance going on. You guys can be the backup.
Yeah.
So essentially, that's the plan. So they split up. I believe it's Peg, Dugan, and Junior go in there. Maybe, those three go in there, and then the other ones are back up. They're going around the side, ready to attack. So Peg's team, they find the school,
and they turn on a projector, and
Junior mentions his knickers. Sorry, Peg mentions like it sends a chill up my knickers. I wish I was wearing knickers.
And it's like some sort of like weird like German cartoon or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. At first, I thought it might have been like the Alice comedies that Walt Disney did, but
No, 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 no.
I thought it would have been creepy if they did that.
Yeah, that would have been.
Anyway, so basically it's some sort of cartoon, but then Peggy's like looking at the projector or something. No, wait, leave it on for a second. They look at it and it says like some subliminal messages there. Instill fear.
It says, hold on, let me make a joke. It says, I am Tyler Durden. I'm sorry, Fight Club. Couldn't resist.
Anyway.
They set me up for that.
So we see the projector, in addition to kind of these propaganda films and education films such as Snow White, maybe has some subliminal messages there, such as instill fear. Which I really want to know if when this comes out on DVD, I gotta like pause the Snow White thing, see what it says.
Right.
So instill fear, and then there's like a junior engine. Again, there's a slight chance. I remember, is it just three people enter that room, or is there any more?
I'm pretty sure it's Peggy, Dugan, and Junior, but I could be wrong.
Okay, see, there's again Pinkerton just kind of gets the shaft in this episode. I can't tell if he actually does anything.
He really does. Yeah, you're right.
I feel bad for Pinkerton, but anyway, so Junior has the important role here. So Junior eventually, I wish I brought my knickers now because I was terrified. So then we hear there's a girl crying here.
Oh yeah.
And they're walking down and say, well, why are there shackles on the bed? So, because it's Russia, that's why.
Russia, man, come on. Now, I'm sure you were right along with me when we were walking towards that little girl, and I was just like, oh, is that Natasha? Is that Natasha?
No, I didn't have that. I just thought, oh, that's a trap.
Really? I just knew. I was totally freaking out about it. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be Natasha.
Well, remember, if it was Natasha, she'd remember.
Are you gonna bring up the age difference?
Don't get me wrong. I know everyone talks about like, the Infinity Serum because there's a serum.
Yeah.
I didn't look. I don't buy. I don't think Marvel's going to do that. Okay, because they've confirmed they're not doing it for the other ones. Otherwise, Nick Fury would have been in First Avenger.
Very true. Very
true.
Nick Fury,
because Nick Fury was a command. He founded the Howling Commandos.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that's
everyone
a very good point.
Everyone who mentions the whole thing about Black was older in the comics, I get it, but they're not doing it. Okay, otherwise they would have had Nick Fury. How awesome would it be to have Nick Fury in First Adventure? But obviously they didn't do that.
Right. I mean, unless they just couldn't get Sam Jackson.
No, they have to contract him for like all the Marvel movies they want to. Why wouldn't they?
Well,
again, think about it. They don't even have to get Sam Jackson. Doesn't need a young guy to play him. They could have just got a younger guy to play him.
Very true.
So don't. So anyone who says the Infinity Serum, I'm sorry, I'm going to shoot you down on that one. So Natasha would have been at least 70.
I'm just echoing other like bigger Marvel fans, so it's not even my original theory.
Yeah.
So.
Natasha never crossed my mind.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway.
Okay, so now I love how Dum Dum approaches this girl, and
I love this so much.
I know, yeah, he's really delicate with her. I love the moment where he's like, "Oh, the hat? You like my hat? It's called a bowler hat. The reason they call it a bowler hat. Why do they call it a bowler hat, Peggy?"
I just love that. I just love again. This actor is so good playing Dum Dum. He just turns around, it's just such sincere childlikeness to him. He says, "Hey, wait, why do they call it a bowler hat? I want to see a show. I just want to see kind of a kindergarten cop scenario with Dum Dum Dugan."
Oh God.
I just want to see like him. I just want to see him and Howard Stark going to schools, giving like propaganda seminars or something, like talking about like like the whole duck and cover drills, but with Howard Stark.
Oh no!
Then Howard Stark just gives like the whole like because again he works in the nuclear arms and stuff, and he would mention, okay, listen guys, you want to go under your tables, and Dumb Dude says, yeah, or else you're gonna blow up. Dugan, play it down, would you? Play it down. Downplay the destruction and the death, okay? What? It happens. Basically, making Martin and Lewis. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, this bit, I was so terrified with this bit for a moment.
Yeah, because the little girl just basically stabs Dugan right in the chest.
Yeah, and right in the heart, almost.
Yeah.
And because here's the cool thing about this episode. Remember, the Commandos, obviously, they don't make it the present day because there's no Infinity Serum. Okay, so they don't make... I'm not blaming you, I'm just blaming the consensus here. No Infinity Serum, otherwise Dugan be alive. Okay.
All right. Well, who's to say that Dugan's not just on some tropical island somewhere,
I mean,
just
don't get me wrong. I'm not
enjoying
saying.
retirement?
The point is, I'm saying. Officially, as far as Marvel's like fan sites and whatnot have confirmed that the Commandos, as far as we can tell, are alive.
Okay.
I'm saying if Peg's alive, they're alive, as far as we can tell. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I assume some of them that bought it as we see one of them does in fact buy it. But so the point is, they're all in the chopping block, which I thought was really interesting. Like, oh yeah, they could all die technically.
Indeed. Yeah.
It's after they met Cap, so they've done all these stuff they need to do. So technically, anything go at any time.
Right.
And it's not even the big ones. Like these are the three other guys that we haven't seen in the movie.
Very true. Now this leads to my big nitpick with the series.
Well, first of all, so we should mention
so
Dugan gets stabbed, and I was really worried because I didn't know if he got the vest or not because remember our SSR guys, I assumed they handed him off to him.
Sure.
Then he said Dugan gets stabbed, and then this is really sad. So the little girl, she flees. She takes Dugan's gun while he's down. He's stabbed and it hurts, and it's an old-timey vest. So it's a little bit of it's going to come through.
Mm-hmm.
So she stole his gun, and what she did with his gun? Oh, this is horrifying. She shoots and kills Junior with Dugan's gun, and she escapes. And Dugan's so mad by this, he almost blows her up with a grenade.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Now, just let me get to my nitpick, though.
All right. What do you got?
I just think it happens like way too. I don't know. It's just you're probably not even going to agree with me at all, but it just happens way too fast, and I had to even go back and rewind to and I kind of think that happens a couple times where it's like people die, and I'm like, wait, what? Someone died? Okay, go back, rewatch. Okay, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just, for some reason, for me, I just kept having to whenever someone got shot or something, and I guess maybe a big factor in this is just because I don't know any of the Commandos besides Dugan, so I didn't know if this was like a red shirt or what.
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I have a little factoid I found out about this guy who buys it. Junior, really, it's kind of darkly funny. The reason he dies is because in the comics he's actually down in history as the first Marvel character to die.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So out of all the Commandos, I didn't know this going. I just found this out after the fact. That's the reason he dies, because he's the first Marvel character in history to, at very least, hero. I'm not sure, but I assume it. I assume of all time, maybe it's just hero.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So yeah, he was our first comic death. So he beats out Robin and Bucky and all of them.
I mean, like I said, it's a bit of a nitpick, but I just think that the action happened so fast. It's when they cut back from commercial, I'm just so worried about Dugan that I don't even register. The girl grabs his gun so fast, and I get that that's kind of the point, that she grabs it really fast. It's a really fast maneuver, but I don't know. I mean, there's really no easy way for me to explain.
Let me try to ease it for you. The reason I'm really good with this is that it just shows you how dangerous. And remember, these kids are all tiny black widows.
Yeah.
So it shows you how dangerous these kids are and how truly
maybe I just kind of wish that we would have known Junior a little more. That he would have had one or two little character scenes here and there.
Well, they built him up as much as they could, because again, he's the guy that names the Commandos and gives the funny nicknames and has all the funny lines before he dies. So
but then that's the thing, because I can barely even tell these guys apart, because it's I like the guy who named the Commandos, but I don't you see his face for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, there's no easy way out of this nitpick. It's just a stupid nitpick that I have.
The point is, I was sad. It was sad because I was hoping that he would live. Again, I didn't know he was destined to die. So at first, I was just hoping.
Right.
I was hoping he was going to live. And it was just so. I just love the idea of this episode of it was established. Dooley doesn't want anyone to die, or else to give gratification. And we see people. The point is, these people have been set up on a trap, and Peg knows going. I wonder if this is going to have any gratification. She knows going into this is a trap.
Actually, no. That's a very good point that you just made about how Dooley literally made the point that he doesn't want people dying on his watch. So I'm glad you brought that up, because that kind of eases it a bit that people are dying. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
And of course, I love the shock, and just you see in this scene that people. Oh man, first of all, these Commandos are on the chopping block, but also people can die, and these are world's most skilled assassins here with the girl with just children.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's a really dangerous situation. Here's the underlying thing I was picking up on now. Yeah, Peggy Carter, she knew going into this was a trap, and she didn't tell anyone. So it's like the ramifications of her working with Howard Stark that she knows, but she didn't tell anybody.
Very true.
And because of that, these commandos are dead. Or this commando's dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a lot of layers to it. The point is, I just love Dugan. She calms Dugan down before he blows up the girl. Either it's out of humanity or like.
And again, I hate to say it, that's a very Abraham Ford-like thing to do, is have a very like violent kind of reaction to something like that.
Well, again, she just killed one of his friends.
No, I know, but like in Walking Dead, Abraham Ford very much has a temper like that. So I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe this characterization maybe a little bit taken from The Walking Dead.
And the scene is so.
I know that the to be fair, the TV show version of Abraham Ford didn't come along until after First Avenger, but the comic book version of Abraham Ford is a pretty significant character, and he's all right. I'm sorry.
Anyway, think about Dugan.
I'm sorry.
So you feel really bad. You feel really bad for Dugan on so many levels because again, he was doing his regular Dugan thing. Dugan's kind of again dumb. So he's a sweet dumb guy. Sweet dumb guy, huge heart, which gets stabbed. So he gets stabbed in the heart for his kindness, and because of that, because of his dimness that he's so well known for, his friend got killed because he wasn't paying attention. And worst of all, it was his own gun that did it.
Yeah, I didn't even really pick up on that. So that's a good point.
So I felt really
like
bad
I said,
for
it just
Dugan.
happened so fast that it's like I could barely even register that.
That's what's scary about it. To me, that's what's scary about it.
I know that's what's scary about it. I know that's what the point of it's supposed to be. I don't know. Like, there's no easy way around it.
Okay. Anyway, so he's really sad seeing like Dugan, you okay? So, yeah, the vest took the brunt. So I was sure, okay. At least he's not bleeding out or anything. He's just the vest. So, okay, everyone's okay. And it was a really scary scene. Okay, he was about to blow the kid up with Peg talking about it. Meanwhile, it's going with Jarvis and Dooley.
Yeah, well, Jarvis and Dooley, they share a scene this episode. I'm glad that Jarvis is still being worked in, because I was kind of worried about that. I was kind of worried after last episode he was going to kind of fall off the map a little bit, maybe only be like, like a minor character moving forward. But they're finding ways to use
We got a reference to his unseen wife.
Oh, yeah.
Take care of your wife, Jarvis. Okay.
Okay, so Jarvis, is this a meeting, or does Dooley just approach him?
Dooley just approaches. He's like running errands for his wife, and he's on his way. He's on his way back to the car. He's at a bakery or something. He's on his way to the car or shopping and whatnot. Anyways, he's on his way to the car, and Dooley approaches him in the rain.
Okay.
And says, the only words I want to hear from you are, I'm sorry. Then Dooley says, I want to know about the general. Like, what happened with the general? And it's like, you said you were here to tell me something. At one point you told me you were here to tell me something. What was it? And this, again, really great stuff with Dooley here. He says, after Jarvis says, I know nothing about this general. I believe Jarvis says, I don't think he knows anything about this general business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dooley, I love Dooley's development here, and he says, look, I believe there are three sides to this.
I love that line. Yeah, you're right. That's a really good line.
There's your side, there's my side, and there's the truth. Now, look, he gives him his number and says, look, you call me, I'll hear, you talk to your boss, I'll hear him out, here's this number. Okay, stay dry.
Okay, so next
what I love Dooley is he's putting the pieces together. He's putting the pieces together. This Leviathan business. If they're involved, then obviously maybe it's feasible. They're trying to set up Howard Stark. And he's being smart about this.
Indeed. Okay, next we have the Commandos. They're storming the prison, and they come upon. It's just two prisoners, right? It's the Doctor and then Nikolai.
Yeah.
Okay. They come upon the prisoners, and
who are you? We're the good guys, says
Peggy. We're the good guys, Michael. I'm sorry. Don't ask what that's from.
Anyway. So, meanwhile, as they come in for the rescue of our Russians here, Dottie, this scene's great. Dottie is searching Peg's place, being all
now, what did she pick up at first? Did she pick up a hair? That kind of confused me.
I don't remember. I know she's going around the whole.
She walks in and she picks up something that's very like, it looks like a hair or something. I didn't write. I wrote down on my notes just Dottie picks up hair ?
Well, it could be the lockpick or something.
Could be the lockpick. You're right. I think it's the lockpick. Okay, good call. Good call.
I can't recall. I don't know.
Wait, doesn't she have? She has the key.
Oh right, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no,
So
she
it can't be the lockpick.
I mean, at the end, she does something to the lock itself at the end there, but
Who knows? Who knows?
no, she somehow
Probably
either
not.
resets the lock or makes it look. Yeah, she has to reset the lock. Something like that. I don't know what the hair thing is, but anyway, so she's looking around. She's looking around the place, and she's looking for some information that she's hiding. And then first, I thought, oh, she's gonna find the blood.
I'm sorry. What blood?
What do you mean, what blood?
What blood? I'm blanking.
Steve's blood.
Oh yeah, right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's just we're on Dexter, and I was like, at first I kind of thought you were making a blood slide reference.
No.
I'm
Anyway, so she's in Peg's place. She's looking around, hears him. She finds photos underneath. Like she finds Peg's hidden compartment under her shirts or something in the drawers, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. It's a little reference to our first episode. It's where she has her cool spy stuff in this little jewelry box she keeps in her apartment. And she finds pictures that she took with a little cool mini camera of Howard Stark's weapons and stuff.
Right.
She has what she came for. And also, two really creepy bits. She steals Peg's night-night lipstick.
Yeah.
And we see Steve's picture.
Yeah,
Do you remember
she up for a second.
Yeah, she doesn't take it, right? She just puts it back?
No, she puts it back. Good,
because that'd be something definitely be missed.
Yeah.
So it's so creepy, just her picking up the picture of Steve, and of course that might be hinting that she's going to be looking for that blood next time or something.
Perhaps.
Anyway, so she picks up the picture of Steve, and then after she looks at it, here's the creepy part, why she picked it up. She wanted to put herself in the mindset of Peg, because then she does an impression of her in the mirror.
Hello, I'm Peggy Carter.
I am convinced that next episode she's going to be dressed
as
Peggy
Carter.
I'm
sure. I don't see why they'd show that if that wasn't the case.
Okay, then meanwhile, so we're back in the prison, and the reason these guys are in prison is they want Nikolai, our genius here, to build a weapon out of the schematics, which I assume is the Havoc reactor.
That'd be cool. Right, for sure.
I assume
now,
it's the Havoc.
Explain, like, does Nikolai have some sort of power or something?
No, he's just a smart inventor. He's kind of a Russian discount Tony Stark, not Anton Vanko, because he's the high quality Tony Stark.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Anton Vanko is like the Coca-Cola of Tony Stark, and then this guy is like the Shasta-Cola of Tony Stark.
I guess. And also they had his doctor there. I love this idea that he's such a brilliant. It's like all brilliant eccentrics need someone around to help out, like in Pepper Potts or.
Right.
Anyway, like Pepper Potts or Jarvis for Howard Stark.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this brilliant scientist Nikolai has a doctor, like a therapist doctor. It's like a psychiatrist to help him out, basically and he's also an interpreter for the guy.
Right.
Cool idea. He's trying to calm his mind so he can actually get the building done. And I just love how passionate they are about the science thing.
Yeah, you're right. That is a cool idea. Someone who kind of like embraces like the psychology of it all and kind of like wants to make sure his mind's in tip-top shape, so he hires a psychologist to like follow him. That is kind of cool. Okay.
Yeah, he mentioned like Nikolai's brilliant. Also, Howard Stark's schematics are brilliant. He points out, these are definitely Howard Stark's designs here, but he was not here. If you think that all the other guys except for Peggy think that he's there.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I point. No, you think he's here? No, if he was here, then they'd have no use for us. Remember, they took everything from Nikolai. They took his family. They killed his family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These guys, these are definitely prisoners here. So they realize, okay, we're gonna get him out of here. Also, okay, it's not. They don't mention the Havoc reactor. They do mention something. They mention. I wrote it down. Plutonic amplifier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they mention something about a plutonic amplifier. So I guess that's what they're building.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Which is really dangerous, by the way, plutonic amplifier.
And then Peggy mentions Stark, and Nikolai kind of starts to freak out at this a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I kind of said.
I'm sorry.
Again, that's what I mentioned just now. That they mentioned, like, Howard Stark was here, then they had no use for it. They killed my family, then they kill us.
Right. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so also, by the way, plutonic amplifier makes me think maybe an arc reactor prototype in the 40s.
Could be.
And again, I like the idea that perhaps Howard Stark was inspired for the arc. Got the idea for the arc reactor from the Cosmic Cube, the Tesseract.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, an unlimited power source. Maybe that was where he got the idea for the arc reactor.
True. Okay.
Perhaps. Okay.
Perhaps.
So let's see.
Then a couple of the commandos come rushing in, and there's enemies on their trail.
Yes.
And so Peggy, she does something really cool. She just shoots off the hinges of the cell.
Yeah.
Make for a quick getaway, and
then they're under fire by the rest of the bad Leviathan guards, I guess. And then very much the scientists get an idea. He takes Sawyer hostage, and Sawyer does not like the looks of this. This is bad, isn't it? And Thompson, meanwhile, is paralyzed with fear with the situation going on.
Oh yeah, really, really good character moment for him.
Doctor's the only rational guy here. He's trying to reach the scientist, trying to calm him down, tell him, okay, listen, don't do this. Everything's going to be okay. And he's just trying to talk him out of it because the guy's in Russian trying to communicate with the other guy saying, listen, I'll kill the Americans if you spare our lives. Well, kill the Americans, spare our lives, that sort of thing. Peg can understand Russian, so she knows, look, this is not the way to do this.
Yeah, pretty quick to turn on them, pretty quick.
Yeah, and then essentially, while Thompson's frozen here, right in the nick of time, after the doctor ends up shooting Nikolai, and he's really apologetic about, I'm sorry, Nikolai. He had to shoot him.
Yeah.
Because they were doing counting. It's never a good idea to count during a firefight. On the count of 3, 1, 2. Then the commander's coming after Peg, I guess, radios him saying, "Get in here now, Dugan." And they burst in the door and they're hooting and hollering. He says, "Stop hooting."
Yeah.
So as they're making their escape and getting everyone out of there, I believe one of the no-names that go along the journey, one of Thompson's men, Ramirez.
Just call him a red shirt. Just call him a red shirt, please.
Well,
that's what they are. They're red shirts.
They're not wearing red.
No, you know what red shirts are.
I know. Well, the red. Fine, the red shirt, no name. So the point is, I think Ramirez is the one that lives, so I guess he's not the one that gets. Someone got killed.
Okay.
Anyway,
and again, that's my problem. That's a big problem for me. Is you see somebody get killed, but I wasn't sure who it was. I wasn't sure if it was one of Thompson's red shirts. I wasn't sure if it was a commando that you were supposed to care about. You know what I mean?
Well, the only delineation is that the commandos have a little more style, I guess.
True.
Thompson and his guys are dressed like the military greens. The other ones are dressed differently.
I don't know, but still, it was just hard. And I kind of felt like they grazed over it a little bit. Over the fact that someone got shot.
Okay, so while the firefight's going on, they're getting everyone out of there. Thompson's still frozen out, paralyzed with fear, and I assume post-traumatic stress.
Right, exactly.
Peg's calling over, Thompson, Agent Thompson, get out of there! And he's just not moving. Then pretty much, she goes to save him. Snap out of it. Basically, she saves Thompson, snaps him out of it, gets him out of there as they're all heading to the truck. Meanwhile, they're really great. I love this bit. Dugan and her holding off the guys right now, and then pretty much Dugan says, Peg tells him, "Okay, go. I'll hold him off. I'll finish him off so we can get out of here." He says, "Oh no, I can't leave you. What would Cap say if I let his best girl die? If I left his best girl here?" Does he tell you do what she says? I love that, and that's so sweet.
And that totally is what he would say.
Yes, and then Dugan leaves, and she really dispatches with the rest of them in an awesome way. Shoots the rest of them down. They get out of there, use that little window to escape, and she just makes it by the skin of her teeth out of there.
Oh yeah.
She's on the floor upside down, and the Russian doctor says, "Pretty good, little woman. I hate you all."
Oh, bringing back that shade of sexism. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's see. And then that's the end of the action scene right there?
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have the troops. They're seeing each other off. Dugan has a new nickname for Peggy. Miss Union Jack. Never speak again, dum-dum. No, that's literally what I have written down. Miss Union Jack. I don't know what that means, but that's what he said.
What do you mean you don't know what that means?
What's it mean, Miss Union Jack?
Well, it's like the British flag. It's like what the nickname to the British flag is.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I'm sorry.
Shows what I know. Guess I need to brush up on my British culture.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no, but I just love the line. I love Piggy's just never speak again.
Also, I love again. There's a subtle thing there. I know you're really gonna go in circles, but let's try and avoid that. Just points it's Dugan. Dugan kind of paying homage to the fallen junior, giving someone a name.
No, I don't care. I don't care. It's fine. That's very good. That's
Yeah, it's
fine.
kind of nice. He's kind of paying. He's trying to fill in for the names the best he can, even though he's not that good at it.
Right.
Okay. Also, so again, it's really sweet that Dugan's offering her, like saying, "Why don't you join us, Peg? And we give you a nickname and everything." Well, no, they kind of Howard still needs me. I mean, he's still a wanker, but he needs
me. Yeah. Oh God.
I still need to convince people of Howard's innocence, he wanker or not.
Oh. And then we have the Doc, and he's a little bit intoxicated. Yeah, he found the bourbon, and he's just kind of just sip it on a little. And Peggy says, "Oh, Doc, well, why don't you take the bourbon? Why don't you take it?" And then of course, Dum Dum, he's just like, "Oh, no bourbon."
No. He says bye bourbon.
Oh yeah, bye bourbon. Bye bourbon.
So yeah, I love that. Just the Russian guy. Dugan offers him a swig of the bourbon. Says, "Oh, he tastes. Do you have any vodka?" The conversation there is like basically, the bourbon is the American better than the other brands. They have any vodka? Takes a swig of it, and he says, "Oh, this is terrible. Can I have the rest?" He says, "Yeah, sure." And just Dugan's reaction is walking away.
Alcohol in a nutshell.
Just so defeated. He says, "Bye bourbon." All he needed was some sad Hulk music.
Da, 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 da.
I'm gonna meet Bullock for a drink. Meanwhile,
okay.
so Thompson and Peg, they have a little scene together on the plane back home, I guess.
Yeah, Thompson, he's kind of apologizing for freezing, and
he doesn't even say thank you or anything. He just says, that you saved my neck back there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think in his own way, he's trying to say thanks. He's at least giving her props.
Yeah, then he reveals the true story here. I love this. This moment, this Thompson showing some vulnerability here by telling her the true story, the full thing, saying, "Remember the Okinawa story?" Says. Well, Peg has a really good line after you say back there. After you froze. It happens, but the point is you recovered. That's the important thing.
Oh yeah.
And so about Okinawa, the truth is I killed those Japanese troops. But the thing is, they were waving white flags. They were surrendering, and they weren't about to kill. Weren't about to slit the captain's throat. They were the leader's throat. They were going to surrender, and I killed 6 innocent men.
Oh man. Yeah, okay, now you're right. I am kind of glad that they threw that shade in there in retrospect, looking back on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also he has a really good line, too. He says, it gets harder to keep sharing that story.
Mm-hmm.
Given that it gets harder to share that story in keeping up with the perception of what he is at the office. Essentially, it's his unofficial way of saying, look, I'm sorry I'm a jerk at the office, but you understand why I kind of do that. I'm built up as this kind of war hero that killed a bunch of guys ooh, manly. But I'm not. I killed innocent men.
Right.
Not innocent. I killed men I shouldn't have. So the point is I have to live up to that perception. I love the idea here, living up to the perception. It's kind of the reverse of what Peg's going through.
Oh yeah.
Peg has the perception of, okay, well, she was just Captain America's girlfriend. She's just the secretary around it. Really, she's not at all.
No, exactly.
And this is I've been tried so many times to tell that story, and it's just you just did.
Yeah, really nice. Well, again, I really like how this episode definitely is kind of like the bonding thing with him and Peggy, and it's like he has been very antagonistic towards Peggy. In a way, he's kind of been like, I don't want to say the antagonist for the series at all, because that's not. It's not what he is. That's not what they're painting him as. But he's definitely been a nuisance. You know what I mean? He's definitely been someone to kind of like an obstacle in a way.
Yeah, he's physically fit Krasinski.
Right. So really good job on the writers to give him a lot of character development this time around.
Meanwhile, we kind of come full circle with Dottie.
Oh God, this is so creepy. This is 50 Shades of Grey right here.
Oh, it's not 50 Shades of Grey. It's just like the whole you're
You
trained
know I
to.
kid.
I wonder if she cuffs herself there out of security. I wonder the conscience deep within her is trying not to kill people in her sleep, because she might be a
Well, I
sleeper
mean,
agent.
it's probably the same thing as why she can't finish the bread. You know,
Yeah,
why she can't finish food.
yeah,
It's probably just habitual, I would think.
yeah. So anyway, so she's cuffing herself to the bed, really creepy, really scary. Like, oh god, this character is so fascinating now.
Yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, let's see, Lee. Oh, so they mentioned Lee died.
What?
They mentioned the no names guy name was Lee. So Lee
Oh,
died.
well, farewell, Lee. We hardly knew thee.
So yeah, they're talking to Dooley, give him stats reports. No, we found no Leviathan. It was a trap. We did get some intel thanks to Carter. I love he's giving Carter some props now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So we got Dr. Janko, again, to the Russian doctor, Dr. Janko, which I think they couldn't have come up with any other names. I'm assuming he's a comics character. Yeah, they have to change his name because Janko sounds a lot like Vanko.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
I'm just going to assume that he's a comics character. Otherwise, why not change the name? But maybe they just were a little lazy on that one. I don't know. I'm not faulting them. It sounds good. It's just a little similar.
Mm-hmm.
So, the point is, okay. So they got Janko's. He's here to help us out. Send him in on your way out. So no, he points out. I don't think there's any star connection though. And pretty much Peg says that. Then Thompson vouches for it. Yeah, I vouched for it too. I didn't see any connection to Stark. Essentially, he couldn't frame up. However, we did find Stark's blueprints there. And then a little moment afterwards, between Dooley and Carter, after Thompson leaves, says, "Hey, good work, Carter."
No,
It means so much coming from him.
it really does. Yeah, yeah. And Dooley, he's never really been like we said, he's never really been the asshole of the office. He's more been kind of like the pessimistic realist in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so next, last scene of the episode, we know things have been stirring around in Sousa's head. We haven't seen him for about half the episode now, and we're just like, oh god. So Peggy approaches him, calls him Daniel again, and she says, "Daniel, you look like you haven't slept. Why is it that you are the one that looks like you haven't slept in 2 days?" And oh man, really, really tense stuff. Sousa.
I'm just worried about you.
Yeah.
Just worrying about you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just, oh man, it's like, what does he do with something like this? What does he do? And then I love how walking out, Thompson says, "Oh, Peg, I owe you a bourbon."
Yeah. And then we have a really cool bit after Carter. It's like, here's the best bit of the episode: is that just Carter won this episode. She got what she wanted. She stuck to her guns, did what she feels she should have been doing from the first place. She has recognition now. She's come around. She's making her mark in the organization, following kind of Cap's inspiration there, and things are going well for her for once. And and then we have Sousa now, who's found out the truth, and it's going to throw a wrench in everything because of what she's done with Howard Stark.
Yeah.
Is Sousa?
No, yeah, you're right. It's like, like through 5 episodes, we've kind of been building up Peggy wanting to get respect in this place. Yeah. Now she's got it, but it's all going to come crumbling down.
They invite her to get drinks after work, which in that short film, this whole thing kind of spurred off from, by the way. It's like that was the whole premise of, like, she didn't get to go out for drinks with the rest of the gang. She was left there.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so the point is she's just... So she leaves. Daniel, you sure you don't want to come with us? She says, no, I'm going to stay. We'll get some next time. And then he stays there, and he's just left there to wonder.
Oh yeah, I kind of like how, like, it's not even really a cliffhanger, because we knew, because we knew this development with Sousa halfway through the episode. So I kind of like how instead of having it be like a blatant cliffhanger, it's kind of more like reflection.
Yeah.
So yeah. So well done. So that was huh?
I was going to say something about the title.
Oh yeah. Go for it. I was going to kind of ask you about that.
Yeah, the thing about Iron Ceilings is the title. I don't know if this is an exact line of dialogue from the previous episode. I just heard someone talking about it, and they mentioned like the old adage of iron ceilings, which they mentioned glass ceilings. So I think if that was an actual line in the last episode, Howard Stark might have mentioned glass ceilings and talking about having hardships. So if he did, the symbolism there is that she's broken through the glass ceiling and there's still like an iron ceiling above her.
Okay, gotcha.
So like, there is still something on the horizon that's
Mhm.
going to stop her, and it's through the course of Leviathan going to
Yeah,
rush her.
that's good.
Iron is huge there, so.
It's good. It's good. Good catch.
And like, basically, the challenge of breaking through those things, you have a chance of, but still there's iron there, so it's going to be really hard to break through there. So you took a step, but it's still going to be really hard to
Right,
get through.
right. Okay, so what are our overall thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, I think it holds up better on the second watch. I find a lot of really cool things. It feels different in the flair, not as action oriented as I thought it'd be. And you're right, Commandos and the red shirts, they could have used a little bit more. They could have used a little bit more definition. And like I think Pinkerton definitely got the shaft. But
Oh,
yeah, overall, again, it really holds up better on a rewatch. It has a lot of great character stuff, in my opinion.
it does have good character stuff. Yeah, like
That's what sells it for me.
Like, as we talk about it, I think the issues that I was mentioning at the beginning, like, oh, I got some real big nitpicks with this one. I think they became just that, just nitpicks. Overall, it's a pretty solid one.
Yeah, again, I just love the formatting of some of this stuff. I think it's really well laid out in terms of how things pay off and what, especially the open. I love the opening.
No, yeah, the opening and that closing, that kind of bookending. You know what? I almost kind of wish they would have ended this episode with Dottie shackling herself to the bed.
Yeah, almost. It would have fully
that just
booked
came to me.
Yeah. No, I guess it's just ending with Susie kind of builds you for the next one of like, okay, everything looks like it's going well for Peg, but now there's some threat looming in the future. But you know what's funny? I think Dottie's going to become kind of like the Peg's. Well, not exactly, but kind of like a Black Widow version of the Winter Soldier.
Ooh, okay.
That's what I think they're going to do with her. Because remember, Winter Soldier had his brainwashed and manipulating stuff.
And so we're transitioning on to speculation here.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we think, when is the next time we're going to see Howard in all of this?
Let's see. So I know we're definitely going to see him in the last one. I'm trying to think before. You don't suppose you can pull up the episode titles? I know there's Snafu, and then there's
Give me one sec.
I don't know what the next ones. Oh, it's like something. Doctor. No, it's something about. I don't know what the next one is.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. One sec. Episodes. Okay, we have episode 6 is a send to Episode 7 is Snafu, and then episode 8 is Valediction.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so I looked up the term valediction. Was it you who looked it up, or?
No, I didn't look it up. You must have looked it up.
Yeah, I must have looked it up. Yeah, valediction. God, with this. I think I sworn you looked it up. I don't know. Valediction means like getting. It means getting closure, like things are going to an end and going on to other things. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a while. I don't know why. I remember looking it up. I don't remember what it was.
I can almost swear that I did not look it up.
Sorry, folks, but it means like it's a closure of some sort. Like it means like moving on to other things. It's like closing the book on something. Very fitting. It meant closing the book on something. That's what it meant.
Right. Very fitting for a final episode.
So our next episode is Sin to Air. I speculated before that Sin means she's going to be found out, and I called that one.
You did.
So next episode we saw in the little promo is that Sousa is going to be going after Carter, and the whole SSR is going to be going after Carter, which I assume Dottie may be masquerading as her next episode to make things worse.
Oh God, right.
That's we're gonna get I hope we don't get a whole Sousa has to shoot one of them deal.
Oh no. Oh God, I hope.
Which one's the real one? Okay, I hope they don't make that how did I lose my leg? You lost it there.
Oh God.
I forgot to speculate last episode. Sousa brought up that he lost his leg, and I just tentatively said I don't think they're going this way. Maybe that he might be a Leviathan guy secretly.
I doubt it.
I don't know, because I'm just saying I just want to throw that out there from last episode because they mentioned he kept kind of his leg thing a secret. Like how he lost it from Thompson.
Yeah, but the reason I speculate on it is that even in spite of the current circumstance that we're in the series, I would be very surprised if Peggy ended up with anyone but Sousa at this point.
Yeah. So again, I'm just throwing. Plus, I mean, he would know about Leviathan then, but
true.
So I'm just saying, I was Ace thing. I think there's gonna be a surprise with Sousa coming up though.
Okay, okay.
about his leg. Okay, speaking of that, here's a real out there theory I just want to bring up.
Okay.
Do you think there's any chance that Thompson might end up as her husband?
Ooh, okay. That would be an interesting reversal, and I'd actually really applaud them for that.
I don't know, because I'm just saying, just looking at their chemistry. And
I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. If I were to take a guess, I'd still put my money on Sousa, just because he's the one that we got the first four episodes of development on for the love interest thing. But no, yeah, after this episode, I would like that.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I hesitate on saying it's going to end up Thompson, one, because I love Sousa and I want them to end up together. The only reason I hesitate on Thompson is because he was in the Navy while Cap was fighting the war. So
Right.
the idea is Sousa was in battle with Cap while he was doing stuff. Like, not in battle, but I mean, like, around the same battlefront.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea, and the idea is Cap saved a group of soldiers from, like, a winter capture. Which could be how he lost his legs. I'm hoping that's going to be the reveal at the end of this season like that, so then they end up together, presumably.
Okay, yeah, but no, I do. From a writing perspective, I definitely like that idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna really be disappointed if they just bring in a guy last minute and say, "Oh, yeah, this is I would love it to be Sousa.
I don't. They're not going to do that. I have enough faith in Marvel to say that they're not going to do that.
The only thing they really reference about Sousa is, like, basically they reference, like, Krasinski's line about the whole trait. He's a little bit neurotic about why would this girl be interested in me if she had Captain America?
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
So I'm still hoping that that's just them in code, just saying, yeah, he's gonna end up with her. Come on. I'm hoping for it. Anyways, let's see other things. So we're definitely gonna get Dottie versus Peg next episode.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
Big build up.
Open for, like, kind of a Winter Soldier battle. Could be cool. I assume the Leviathan's plans, whatever they're planning, we get some more information on what exactly happened. You're going to see whatever they're currently planning going to come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more so that's definitely going to come. I think everything's going to hit the fan in Snafu.
What are they going to work Jarvis into it somehow, or is Jarvis going to kind of sit out these next?
No, I'm sure Jarvis is going to fit into it. Like, I assume I assume we're going to have a flashback to what happened with Howard and the General. So maybe that's in Snafu.
Okay.
Howard's either going to be maybe in flashback in the next episode or in Snafu. We're going to find out. I think we're going to have, like, an opening kind of like this one of a flashback, see what happened with the General.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we're going to investigate the conspiracy. So I think. So I'm going to say Snafu, I think, is when the big final is going to be, and then the epilogue is going to be Valediction.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of like Once Upon a Time.
Oh God.
So I think definitely got some cool action on the horizon there. Really interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering the way in terms of ending it. I'm wondering if how much they're gonna link it up, because there's talk of them coming back for more.
Like I said, if they I would definitely. I've been saying this from the beginning, but especially after this last episode, I'd be more in support of a Howling Commandos miniseries than I would be for an Agent Carter season 2.
Okay, what if they just, let me throw this out there. If they call it Agent Carter, but they feature the Howling Commandos more, like, basically it's their show, but it's still Agent Carter's, like, working with them throughout the whole
I'd rather just them call it the Howling Commandos.
Yeah, to be honest, I just want, like, a 40s universe of miniseries.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
And here's the thing, totally, like, Carter, like, Agent Carter, like, Peggy could still be in the episodes, but it's still the Commandos would be there in the forefront as their show.
Mm-hmm.
And also, maybe if that goes successful just in the future, I'm saying after Commandos be the priority. Howard Stark might get a show down the line. Who knows?
And I doubt they're going to do this, but there's always the possibility that they might pull a Gallivant and just be like, fuck it, just cliffhangers everywhere.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We're going to really begin some answers with that, with the ending of how this season, because Valediction implies a closed book, or things ending.
That's true.
I'm wondering, and the way it ultimately ends, Tiki, is that Howard, again, the question is, like, how much time is going to pass. So, again, she needs to find a husband, and Howard Stark needs to be cleared of his charges for the thing to reach its eventual end, because eventually Howard Stark will form S.H.I.E.L.D. with her.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing. We haven't really gotten much development on S.H.I.E.L.D. at all.
Yeah, so that's
much less than I would think.
Yeah, and also, let me just build you up for this. We might be seeing, there's a very good chance we might be seeing Peggy Carter and Ant-Man.
Oh, okay, like
Not,
like this timeline, Peggy
well, no,
Carter.
I mean like, remember Howard Stark in Iron Man 2, like that age Peggy Carter.
Oh, okay. Would it still be Haley Atwell? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it'd still be her, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm saying there's a chance from what I've read recently in some Ant-Man stuff, there's a really good chance she might be on it.
All right. That'd be nice.
So
Okay, so any
anyway,
other speculation things?
nothing really. So overall, it's really I did enjoy this episode, not as much as the other ones, but again, rewatching you find a lot of good stuff. It was well put together in terms of really some really good scenes. Again, the opening blew me
I
away.
still put last week a little notch below this one. I think the first three, maybe that's kind of a problem. The first three episodes are kind of better than the last two. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how the quality.
Well, we can agree if they've all been good though.
Oh yeah. Again, the age-old adage on this channel, the Pixar thing, the diamonds, and they're all diamonds, but some
Like sifting through a basket of diamonds.
Yeah. Okay, so all right. So should we sign off for now?
Sure. Let's sign off.
Okay. Well, we're sealing off the box once again. For now. Until next time, when we continue assessing Agent Carter.
Tune in next time, fellow patriots and spies alike, as we continue the further adventures of Agent Carter.
We could have slept in an hour early.